So there are not a lot of AI tools that come out that thoroughly impress me. Obviously the big ones, ChatGPT when it came out, Grok, Claude, those big large language models impress me. But a lot of times the tools that are built off of these AIs, they're kind of meh. We try them out, we use them, me and my team, and we're like, this is okay. But then we had Edcafe come along. And now let me be very, very clear. I am not a teacher. I do not do teaching. However, I still think this is one of the best AI tools that I've seen created from large language models and the whole release of AI in general. And so today I wanted to take you through their website and show you some of the stuff that it can do. Now, to be very clear, this is not a review. I am being paid to do this video. This is a sponsored video. I just want to make that perfectly clear. However, my thoughts and my opinions are still my own. They don't get any say in the creative process, but they did pay for us to check it out. So this is more of a showcase of the website than it is a review. With that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So Edcafe is basically a website for teachers that helps them create teaching materials using AI. And so there's lots of things you can see here kind of as we scroll through. They got an assignment grader, grade assignments, read-in activities, lesson plan generators. The first thing we're going to see when we log in is we're going to be presented with the homepage, which has basically on the left a create new button, as well as your library for all of the stuff that you have created. There are a couple different plans. They have a free plan, which gives you 100 monthly AI generations, 3 custom chatbots, 3 assignment graders, 40 participants per quiz, chatbot, or grader. And what that means is basically like if you create a quiz, you could have 40 different people take that quiz. Or if you create a chatbot, you can have 40 different people register to use that chatbot. So perfect for, a teacher of maybe a small class. And it's really cool that they even have that free tier because a lot of services nowadays don't even offer a free tier. They have the Pro, which again includes basically their most advanced LLM models. It includes 1,000 monthly AI generations. You can do 20 chatbots, et cetera, 200 participants. You can upload files as AI knowledge. So if you want to include your own information that you created about a subject, and then they have the premium, which basically just gives you unlimited of everything and up to 1,000 participants for quizzes, chatbots, and your AI grader, et cetera. So they were kind enough to give me the premium package. So that's what you guys are going to see as I do it. So the first thing we're going to do is create a slide deck. And when you do it, you're presented with this thing. And there's a couple different ways that you can create the slide deck. You can just put in a topic and then it'll create it for you. You can put in text. So let's say, again, you already created a lesson plan or something and you want to use that lesson plan and have this create a slide deck for you. You could just paste right in the text that you wrote. You can also throw in a web page or a YouTube video URL, and you can upload files. So if you have documents and images, so we're just going to keep it easier. We're just going to do a topic, the solar system. That's the topic that we're going to talk about. And then we can have additional instructions. So we can say, specify any additional needs such as audience level. And so I'm going to show you guys, we're actually going to create 2 decks just to show you how it can create content across different grade levels. So we're going to say, create a slide deck around the solar system. This is for first graders. Then you can select the number of slides. You can have below 10, 10 to 15, 16 to 20, or 21 to 30. We're going to do 10 to 15, and then you can choose your theme. So AI doesn't do the best when it comes to generating slide decks in general, when it comes to how they look. So for example, in ChatGPT and Claude, you can create slide decks, but a lot of times they're just a very basic white presentation with information. So I love that this kind of gives you a couple themes to use. So you can see you have lots of different options. We're going to go with the chalkboard. I think that'll look good for a solar system. And then we're going to hit generate slides. And you can see it literally starts. It is automatically has slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. And look up how fast this thing creates slides. It's actually really cool. And so now it's creating one for each of the different planets you can see. It's giving information. And again, this is for second graders. You can also see that it is adding images as it goes. So not only does it add the text, but it also finds and adds images. Now you can see this one says Shutterstock. So the really cool thing about this program is you can just click on an image and you can change it with basically anything else. So we know that one said Shutterstock. So we're going to just look at some of these other ones real quick. The solar system. So we got basically the sun with all the planets around it. You can see Earth there. It starts with the sun. The sun is our star. The sun is the big bright star. It gives us light and warmth. The sun is at the center. Planets move around the sun. It helps plants grow on Earth. All right. And then the next slide is Mercury. You can see it has information Mercury, a picture of Mercury. We got Venus, the bright planet. And I like how it shows it, kind of how it shows it looking like a star. We got Earth, our home planet, Mars, the red planet, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, the moon. We got asteroids and comets. We got explore in the solar system. People send rockets to space, robots visit planets and moons, telescopes help us see far away, our amazing solar system. So you can see it creates a great slide. We can also change the theme just by clicking up here, and we can instantly change the theme to whatever we want. And then we're gonna hit save, and we're gonna name this Solar System First Grade. We can save it in our library, or we can add additional folders if we want to. You can also choose to make it public or private. We're gonna make it private, and boom, there we go. We already have a slide deck. Now, just to give you an example, let's do another slide deck, and we're gonna do the solar system again, but this time we're gonna say this is for 12th graders. And then we're gonna say again 10 to 15. We're gonna choose chalkboard again. We're gonna keep everything else basically the same, just to show you the difference the AI will do depending on the grade. So here we go again. It's gonna go through all of the different slides, and you can see it actually chooses different photos this time, which is really kind of cool. And there you have it. You can see it now generated us another slide deck, but this time for 12th graders. So if we look at it, we have the solar system exploring our cosmic neighborhood, the sun, our central star. The sun is the heart of the solar system, composed mainly of hydrogen and helium, generates energy through nuclear fusion, provides light and heat essential for life, holds the solar system together with gravity. So you can see already the text is much more at an advanced level than the previous one was. And again, it puts in the images for you, which I think is really, really dope. I really like how it does it. So, but maybe even before you do a lesson plan, you want to do teach and resources. And teach and resources is it searches online and finds resources for you to use for your topic. So if we're going to do the solar system, you can then have it decide what type of resources do you want it to find. Articles on the solar system, slide decks, videos, and worksheets. We can hit find training resources, and it's now going to go through and find us articles around the solar system, slide decks that people have created around the solar system, videos on the solar system from YouTube, and worksheets that we can use. So for example, if we go to articles here, we can click on the first one. We got an article from NASA, and you can see solar system facts, and it just has facts about the solar system. We can click on teachers for tech and science. We can click on this one. All right, so here we got planet Earth and beyond the solar system part 1. You can see this slideshow. I think this thing actually does a better job than a lot of them. So let's go ahead and load up another one here. Earth, moon, and sun relationship. Earth and sun relationship. Revolution around the sun every 365 and a quarter days. So we can load up worksheet, has activity, name 5 things in the solar system, planet, stars, etc. Once we kind of do our exploration and we have all this, and again, you can save it by just putting solar system, teaching, resources. We go to our library, you can see there are all of our slide decks we created, our teaching resources. But then once we have our resources, maybe we want to create an actual lesson plan. And we can say topic, the solar system. And again, how much of this you do on your own and then use the AI to assist you versus how much you just use the AI to do it depends entirely on you. Now, as with anything that has to do with AI, the more time and effort you put into actually assisting the AI, the better results you are going to get. To be perfectly clear, I think this site does a great job just creating stuff based on very simple prompts, but gather all those resources and go through them and copy and paste the stuff that you like, that you think is important and that you want to include in your lesson plan. And then you bring those things in here and you paste them in the text box. You're going to get a lot better result of what you want for your class than if you just put in the solar system. We're going to say again, this is for 12th graders. You can also put in standards. So if you wanted to follow, specific standards that maybe your school requires from the government or just through your local school district, you're able to do that. And we can see here we are now being generated an entire lesson plan based on exploring the solar system dynamics and mysteries. Learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, students should be able to describe the structure and components of the solar system, including planets, moons, asteroids, and comets. Explain the gravitational forces and orbital mechanics governing planetary motion using Kepler's laws. Analyze the characteristics of different celestial bodies and their roles within the solar system's dynamics. Has a vocabulary section, essential questions, lesson procedure, the open and hook. So again, it's just giving you an entire plan, including what to assign as homework even at the end. Yo, real quick, I promise it'll only take a second, but if you love these AI videos and you want to see the other side of my life, fatherhood vlogs, gaming sessions with my son, opening up Pokemon cards with him, crazy adventures, and just behind the scenes chaos, then you've got to check out my personal channel. Honestly, if you think that AI is crazy, wait till you see my real life as a single father. All right, the link's down below, come hang out. So now let's say you wanna have flashcards. Term and definition, you can do question and answer, you can do vocabulary cards, true or false. And again, it's gonna have on the front and the back. And then choose number of cards, we're gonna say automatic, add images to cards, automatically add to front. You can now see we are having the flashcards generated. And it says, what is the solar system or what are its main components? So again, question and answers. And you can see once you create them, you can actually assign people to them. And the way that you do this is, number one, you can export these as like, slides or a PDF or whatever, or you can assign and you can have students scan the QR code, or you can even connect it to like Google Classroom and stuff, which is really cool too. But we can actually scan the QR code, click on it, and then we are presented with the flashcards. So we can shuffle cards, we can study flashcards, and we have right here, what is the solar system and what are its main components? And then we can click still learning or I know, but we can hit the button to see it. The solar system is a group of celestial bodies. And then again, we get the options I know or still learning. So we're gonna say, I know this. What are comets and what happens when they get close to the sun? So we're gonna click that. Comets are icy bodies that release gas and dust when heated by the sun, creating a glowing comma and tail. Studying comets helps scientists learn about the early solar system. We're gonna say still learning. I didn't quite get that one. So again, you can go through these. You can also have it read it.
The asteroid belt is a region filled with rocky objects called asteroids, located between the orbits.
All right, we're gonna say still learning on that one, but you can see you can go right through the actual lesson. You can also copy a link and share the link in like a lesson, in like a handout that you give students. Again, you can throw it in Microsoft Teams, Google Classrooms. You can even embed it or save the QR code and then add the QR code to like a PDF you give students or something so they can scan it right from their desk. It's just a very, very cool system. And the cool thing is not just with flashcards, but if we go back and we go to quiz, we can actually do the same thing, the solar system, and it'll be multiple choice, automatic, but then same thing, it's gonna generate a quiz for us. And obviously we see the answers and the explanation, well, the question, the answer, and the explanation, and we can save it, give it a name. Again, we're just gonna give it a name and we're gonna hit private, save. And again, we're going to be given a sign button, which allows us to get a QR code where students can then take the quiz. And we can see right here, quiz, and we can enter our name. So we're gonna put in Derek and we're gonna hit play quiz. And now you can see we're given the quiz with all of the multiple choice questions. And again, we could have chose different questions. We could have did true or false, et cetera, et cetera. All right, and then we're gonna submit our answers and we got 13 out of 15. We can see the incorrect ones if we scroll down. But then the really cool thing is you can see here, this actually updated in real time. It now says responses collected 1 out of 1,000. And we can also change the status so we can turn the quiz on and off. So if they only have a specific time to do it. But now you can also see we have responses here. 1, we had 1 person take the quiz so far. It took them about a minute. They got an 86%. You can see what the main answers were. So you can see if there was like a messed up question or something like that. But then you can also see the individual participants, their name, when they took the test, and what their score was. And you can also download a report showing all of these quiz results as well. I think, again, it's one of the neatest AI tools that I've seen in a while. And I think they've done a really good job at putting this together. And I think it's a resource that a lot of teachers could actually use. And they do also offer, accounts for school systems. If you are a school, you can get a custom quote that can include all of the different teachers and stuff in your building. This was a sponsored video. They reached out. I do a lot of AI content on this channel. We don't take on sponsors and stuff that we don't like. If we think that it's crappy service or crappy products, then obviously we're not going to take it. So while we were paid for it, and while this isn't technically a review and it's more of a showcase, I'm going to be honest and say, I really, really like this service. It's simple, it's quick and easy to use, very intuitive. It has all the little features in it, like being able to share it with your students and stuff. And the team over here at Edcafe has just done a really good job of putting it all together. I would highly recommend checking it out if you're a teacher or an administrator in a school and think it's a tool that your teachers can use. From the bottom of my heart, a really great product, man. I love it. If you enjoyed this review, you'd probably enjoy this one as well. You should check it out.